Ambassador Zixthera had seen many species ascend to the stars, but none quite like the humans. Through the crystalline viewport of the Galactic Council's orbital station, she watched their approaching fleet with a mixture of curiosity and barely concealed amusement. "Such crude vessels," muttered Counselor Veltar, his 4 eyes blinking in sequence as he studied the tactical display. "Look at those primitive impulse drives, the inefficient hull designs. Did they seriously think to impress us with this collection of scrap metal?" The assembled representatives of 47 civilizations shared knowing glances. The humans had been observed for decades from afar, a young species that had only recently discovered faster-than-light travel. Their technology appeared laughably primitive by galactic standards. Where other races used elegant energy shields and gravity manipulation, humans still relied on thick armor plating and chemical propulsion. Their ships looked more like flying fortresses than the sleek, sophisticated vessels that graced civilized space. "They don't even use quantum fold." "Engines!" scoffed Ambassador Kriva, her tentacles writhing with disdain. "Still burning fusion like barbarians." Zixthara activated the communication array, her tone dripping with diplomatic condescension. "Human fleet, this is Ambassador Zixthara of the Galactic Council. We acknowledge your arrival. Please maintain your current position while we discuss the terms of your integration into civilized space." The response came immediately, the voice crisp and confident. "This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the United Earth Fleet. We appreciate the welcome, Ambassador. We're ready to begin formal relations." "How quaint," Veltar whispered. "They actually think they're equals." The Council had prepared the standard integration protocol, a series of technological and cultural assessments designed to determine a species' place in the galactic hierarchy. Newer civilizations typically started as tributaries, providing raw materials and labor in exchange for access to advanced technology. It was the natural order of things. "Admiral Chen," Zixthera continued, "before we can proceed, we must conduct the standard civilization assessment. Your fleet will need to demonstrate your technological capabilities, military doctrine, and cultural sophistication. I'm sure you understand." "Of course," came the reply. "Where would you like us to begin?" Veltar activated the first test, a series of holographic targets that would challenge the humans' supposedly primitive weapon systems. The targets were designed to be nearly impossible to hit without quantum targeting arrays and phase particle weapons. "Please engage the designated targets using your ship-mounted weapons," Zixthera announced. The human fleet didn't hesitate. What happened next would be discussed in galactic military academies for generations to come. Instead of the expected chaotic barrage of kinetic projectiles, the human ships moved with surgical precision. Their weapons fired in perfect synchronization, not the energy beams the Council expected, but something far more terrifying. Clouds of microscopic projectiles erupted from the human ships, each round guided by sophisticated AI targeting systems. The projectiles didn't just hit their targets. They utterly obliterated them with overwhelming kinetic force. "Impossible," breathed Kriva. "How did they achieve such accuracy without quantum targeting?" But that was only the beginning. The second test required deflecting a simulated asteroid impact. Most species used tractor beams or energy barriers. The humans deployed something called missile screens, hundreds of small, intelligent projectiles that intercepted and destroyed the incoming threat with mathematical precision. Admiral Chen's voice crackled through the comm. "Targets neutralized. Ambassador, What's next? Zixithara felt the first stirrings of unease. She activated the final test, a combat simulation against automated drones programmed with the tactics of the galaxy's most successful military species. The drones swarmed toward the human fleet, expecting to face the typical new species response of panicked defensive fire. Instead, they encountered something unprecedented. Organized, overwhelming aggression. The human ships didn't scatter or form defensive formations. They advanced. Their weapons fired continuously, creating intersecting fields of destruction that no enemy could survive. But it wasn't just the firepower, it was the coordination. Every ship moved as part of a greater whole, executing complex maneuvers with a unity that suggested either perfect communication or... "Are they networked?" Veltar asked, his voice hollow with disbelief. "Not just networked," Admiral Chen's voice came over the open channel. "Integrated. Every human ship carries AI systems that interface directly with our crews. We don't just coordinate our attacks, we think them." The simulation ended with the complete destruction of the drone fleet. Not a single human ship had taken damage. The council chamber fell silent. 47 civilizations that had ruled the galaxy for millennia stared at the tactical displays in stunned disbelief. "Your assessment is complete," Admiral Chen announced. "Now we'd like to conduct our own evaluation, if that's acceptable." Before anyone could respond, the human fleet shifted formation. What the Council had dismissed as primitive became suddenly terrifyingly clear. Those weren't crude ships. They were weapons platforms optimized for one purpose: war. The thick armor wasn't a sign of primitive technology. It was a design philosophy that prioritized survival and hitting power over aesthetics. The chemical propulsion systems weren't inefficient. They were impossible to disrupt with the energy-dampening weapons that civilized races relied upon. "Evaluation complete," Admiral Chen continued, her tone now carrying an edge that made Zixithara's scales ripple with instinctive fear. "We've analyzed your defensive capabilities, ship designs, and tactical doctrines. We have some concerns about your ability to maintain galactic security." Our ability?" Zixithara stammered. "Based on our assessment, your current military technology appears to be approximately 400 years behind human standard. Your ships are beautiful, but they're not built for actual combat. Your weapons are elegant, but they're designed to disable rather than destroy. Your tactics assume your enemies will fight by the same rules you do." The truth hit the Council like a physical blow. They had created a galaxy of civilized warfare, conflicts that were more like elaborate games than actual battles. They had forgotten what it meant to fight for survival. "We're not here to conquer," Admiral Chen continued. "We're here to join, but we're also here to protect. The galaxy is full of wonders, but it's also full of threats you're not equipped to handle. We've spent our entire history preparing for the worst possible scenarios." Zixithara found her voice. "What? What do you propose?" "Partnership. We'll share our defensive technologies and tactical knowledge. In return, you share your scientific advances and cultural achievements. But understand this: humanity doesn't ask for permission to defend itself or its allies. We're offering our protection because we believe in what you've built here. Don't mistake our offer for submission." As the human fleet took position around the Council station, not as supplicants but as guardians, Zixithara realized that the galaxy had just encountered something unprecedented. A species that had mastered the art of war without losing their capacity for peace. The primitives had arrived, and they were exactly what the galaxy needed: